variety in taste in the same place, from Ayyubids to Mamluks to Ottomans, in addition to modern architecture from Muhammad Ali's family. Influences everywhere. All this greatness influences variety could only be seen in one place, which is the Citadel of Saladin, the ruling place of Egypt from the time of Ayyubids till Khedive Ismail, before moved to Ad-Din Palace.
When we are talking about the Citadel of Saladin, we're not just talking about an archaeological site or a building. We are talking about a great history, from the beginning of the Ayyubids until the coming of Muhammad Ali. Its strategic location on top a very high hill, which is the hill of Al-Muqattam, provided a wonderful view of all the landmarks in Islamic Cairo, as well as it overlooks the city that was chosen by the Caliph Umar ibn Khattab to be the first capital in Islamic Egypt, which is Al-Fustat, as well as the Fatimite Cairo later on. And here, the walls and the gates provide a further protection for any sudden attacks.
The importance came from its builder, the great warrior who came to Egypt during the Fatimite dynasty to support the last Fatimite caliph against the Crusaders. Later he became a vizier, and after the death of the caliph, he became the ruler and founded his own dynasty, the Ayyubid dynasty. Yes, it's Saladin the Great who started building the citadel to fortify Cairo from any danger or invasion. The architecture of Cairo's citadel was influenced by the Syrian and Lebanese fortifications. Although he built Cairo's citadel, but he did not rule from it. Al-Malik al-Kamil, his nephew, was the one who completed the citadel after him in 1218, and he is the one who started using it as a ruling center.
The Citadel of Saladin in Cairo has witnessed several important events throughout the history of Egypt. During the Mamluks period, the citadel witnessed great conflict between the Borgia Mamluks in the citadel and the Bahri Mamluks in Sultan Hassan Mosque. Even during the French invasion of Egypt, under the leadership of Napoleon Bonaparte in 1798, the citadel had an important role to play in defending the city, until at last, the French soldiers stormed the citadel's walls. As for the massacre of the Mamluks, it has different fame, and everybody still remembers it until now. Oh my god, you're talking about the massacre here? Yes, indeed. It took place at Al-Azab Gate in 1811, where Muhammad Ali wanted to get rid of the former regime.
Although the Citadel of Saladin has many gates, but the only gate that you could enter from it is Salah Salim or Muhammad Ali Gate that has a fine calligraphy. يا مفتح الأبواب افتح لنا خير الباب. However, the main gate of Saladin Citadel was the Iron Gate for Baha'u'ddin Araush, but nowadays is closed.
There are two characters who worked on building the citadel, Saladin and his nephew Al-Malik al-Kamil. And that's why we have two types or two shapes for the towers. The circular one was built by Saladin and it has 3 rooms inside it for housing the soldiers.
While the rectangular towers were built by Sultan al-Kamil. Sultan al-Kamil is the nephew of Saladin. Sultan al-Kamil completed the citadel and he is the first to rule from it.
The citadel is divided into 2 main parts, northern and southern. The largest is the northern as it includes many towers, so we can call it the fortified area in the citadel. Now imagine with me that the citadel is suitable and everything is available. Now what if it gets attacked or besieged? From where the soldiers will get the water?
Saladin planned to dig Yusuf well in the southern section of the citadel to provide soldiers with fresh water. But after digging about 90 meters, he discovered that this well was salty, and he decided to build Al-Ma'akhis Tower close to Sur Maghr al-Ayun with the 6 wheels to provide the citadel with fresh water. Some believe the name of the well is Yusuf, related to Prophet Joseph, but actually it is the name of the King Nasser Abul Muzaffar Yusuf bin Ayyub, who is Saladin.
The northern side of the citadel contains one of the very unique museums in Egypt, which is the Royal Carriages Museum. The museum was inaugurated in 1983, including many of the special artifacts that tells us the story of such a period. It has a display hall dedicated for the distinctive royal carriages from the time of Khedive Ismail until King Farouk, in addition to a set of clothes and accessories for the horses intended to pull those carriages. It also includes a collection of oil paintings, in addition to one of the busts of Khedive Ismail.
As for the other most significant monument in the northern section, and the first Ottoman mosque in Egypt, which is Suleiman Pasha al-Khadim, which was built in 935 AH. It is reported that this mosque was built for the Janissaries. This mosque was built on an earlier mosque, which was known as Amir al-Giyush Mosque. It is normal to find the name of the sponsor, which is Suleiman Pasha al-Khadim. But the odd thing is to find the name of Suleiman the Magnificent, and he never visited Egypt.
There is an interesting real story about the name of this mosque. During the time of Umar ibn al-Khattab, the second caliph of Rashidun Caliphate, there was a brave soldier called Citadel, and he was one of the companions of the caliph, who was one day hiding from the enemies on Al-Muqattam mountain and confused what to do. But suddenly he heard the voice of the caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab telling him, "Oh Saria, the mountain, the mountain." While the caliph was actually at that time preaching on the member of the Prophet's mosque in Medina. Maybe that's telepathy. And this is exactly why this mosque on this mountain is called Sariyat al-Jabal.
This mosque is characterized by domes, semi-domes, the use of ceramic tiles in the interior walls, and of course the pencil-shaped minaret, consisting of a square base with beveled corners, with a circular body surrounded by two balconies, each one supported by cornices.
Next to Muhammad Ali Mosque, there is Al Jawhara Palace, one of Muhammad Ali's palaces, and it was built in 1814 for his family to live in, and now it's turned into a museum.
Muhammad Ali made sure that this palace must be very luxurious and has many halls inside, the most famous of which are the reception hall and the clock hall, which is considered to be the most impressive part inside this palace. And every small detail is decorated with an Ottoman decorated art, either with wood or plaster panels. And today the palace is under restoration.
During the time of Muhammad Ali, there were three adjacent palaces, one for Muhammad Ali's wives, one for his daughters, and one for his sons. But in 1949 AD, this place was converted to be the military museum. This museum is divided into several sections, which the museum begins with the Hall of Glory, then the cloth and weapons, a hall of Islamic era, and a hall of Muhammad Ali, and another hall for the victory of October and the martyrs.
As for the mosques in this section, there are three mosques. The first one is the Nasr Muhammad Mosque. Emperor Nasir Muhammad ibn Qalawun, related to Qalawun family, during Bahri Mamluk's time. He restored most of the monuments of Egypt after the earthquake that happened in 1302, but his mosque was restored by Papers al-Jashinkir.
We're now inside the mosque of Nasir Muhammad ibn Qalawun that was built in 1318 during the Bahri Mamluk era, and it shows the beauty of the Bahri Mamluk era. We have many things that specialize this mosque. One of them is the oblak decorations, which is shifting the colors of the stones, as we see here, the black and red colors. And also one of the special things about this mosque is the columns. We see different columns with different capitals.
As for the second mosque, it is Ottoman, that was built by Ahmed Katkhuda in 1697. This mosque was used by the French campaign against the Mamluks, and it is very similar to the mosque of Sinan Pasha at Bulaq.
The Mosque of Muhammad Ali. It is the last mosque to be built in the Citadel of Citadel. It was built from 1830 to 1848. It was built by the same architect who built the Blue Mosque of Istanbul, Yusuf Boshnak.
The most important characteristics of this mosque are the Turkish designs, even the minarets, domes, or the Rococo Baroque decoration, like Turkish Baroque in the neck of the ablution fountain inside the Sahd, or the wooden cake mausoleum for Muhammad Ali in the prayer hall.
And the very famous clock, which is found at the end of the open court or the Sahd. It was given as a gift to Muhammad Ali Pasha by King Louis Philippe of France when Muhammad Ali Pasha gave him the obelisk of Luxor Temple. The obelisk is nowadays standing in Connaught Square, while the clock never worked since the day it arrived.
As for the prayer hall, it is distinguished by the 11 meters of alabaster that decorated its walls, and those 11 meters are decorated the mosque from the inside and the outside.
That's why among the names of the mosque is the Alabaster Mosque.
The domes are finely decorated, and they are engraved with the names of the God, the Prophet Muhammad, and the 4 caliphs of the Rashidun Caliphates, and they are Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali.
$365 lanterns. They are made of Bohemian glass, and they are decorating the Mosque of Muhammad Ali. They are believed to be a gift from Louis Philippe, King of France.